There's only one way to do a proper intro for this video, so let me just do it. I'm gonna throw out my back. I'm gonna throw out my back. All for a YouTube video, I'm gonna throw out my back. Oh my God. Honda Spree, baby. You guys are looking at my new going to town rig. Let's get this thing running. All right, so before diving directly in and getting this spree running, I just wanted to give you guys the classic walk around of this absolutely cherry unit. So I just picked this thing up yesterday for 500 bucks. She's a 1986 Honda Spree, 50cc, little moped. I seen it and I literally could not pass it up. I have a little bit of history with this scooter here. I actually got it running like a year or two ago, and the guy would drive it around, but he let it sit for the winter, and now it doesn't start. So, I wonder what's going on there. Probably something very simple, but as you can see, she's equipped with not one, but 2 baskets. Oh yeah, carton of milk or gallon of milk, and a bag of nacho cheese Doritos. This is probably the highest horsepower, meanest build. Well, this isn't a build, but this is probably the meanest 2-wheeled machine we've had on this channel. I don't know. I just can't help it. I'm a 26-year-old grown man, and I'm gonna be ripping a scooter around town. So one more time, we'll give you the tour. 86, like I said, Honda Spree. There's not that much to see. This is where your feet go. Here's the dash here. 35 mile an hour top speed. We've got high beam and turn signals. We have got horn. It's adorable. Turn signals work. Brake light. Brake light works. So I'm pretty sure this is rear brake and this is front. Well, actually, I know this is rear brake. She does crank. She just does not start. So we've got a relatively fresh battery in there. We've got brand new tires on this thing as well. And yeah, the seat, that seat is like sitting on a handcrafted bed from the Lord himself. I swear that thing is like heaven on earth. Other side of the machine, same thing we got going on. We've got the plate here, and then we can get a little peek down here of the engine. Now, these Sprees, unlike the Honda Ruckuses and stuff, these Sprees aren't really known for being like built or anything. They're what am I even talking about? Well, anyway, these Sprees aren't really known for being built and being high performance machines, but you can swap them with a Honda Elite moped engine or something and get about 50 out of them. So maybe we'll see. But like I said, for now, we're just gonna get it running and it's gonna be a going to town rig. So let's dive in. So yeah, now you guys know about me that if it's cheap enough and it's got 2 wheels, I'll pretty much buy it. And a lot of times with deals, sometimes, if it seems too good to be true, a lot of times it is. But what I do want to say is there are times out there where you stumble across a good deal, especially if you know the seller, like I know this seller, you can actually run into a pretty good deal and have something fun to have in your collection. That's what this really is. It's something fun. As odd as it sounds, I have a weird obsession with scooters. But yeah, to be honest, I kind of like these, anything that's miniature, really. I've always kind of taken a liking to for some odd reason. So like scooters and small bikes, I've always found very interesting. Not that I've really ever owned any scooters in my life. I just think would be really fun to ride around town with a couple buddies on your scooters and just kind of terrorize the place, you know? It's just fun. It's just fun. The only other small bike I really have is that Kawasaki GN100, which, by the way, guys, I do plan on continuing on that build. Right now, I'm just a little bit distracted by the KX250 build. That GN100 build, I really want to do it, but it is quite tough. It's going to be a pretty challenging build, and I do want to focus more on dirt bikes on this channel. But the GN100, I do want to build. I'm just waiting for really the right time. I wish I didn't start that build yet. Kind of back down on it, unfortunately. So here's what we're dealing with. As you can see, there's not much, and there's not much to get to it really, but it's pretty simple. What I'm thinking is going on with this thing, for sure is I bet the carb is plugged up. Normally what I would do to test for a plugged up carburetor is squirt a little bit of ether in the intake and see if it runs up. But you guys gotta be careful with that with 2 strokes because if there's no oil in the cylinder and you just run it on straight ether, you can burn up your cylinder and piston really fast because there's no oil to lubricate it. So if you're doing that on 2 stroke, be very, very careful. I'm gonna start working on pulling this carb off because I guarantee you almost every single time if a bike sits and it no longer runs after sitting, let's say a year or 6 months, it's like 99% of the time it's the carburetor. I thought this would be kind of a fun little video to do, getting this spree running. And I do plan on taking it for a little cruise today as well. It's actually Thanksgiving today. And so happy Thanksgiving to you all. And one thing I am very, very thankful for is, and this is not in a corny way, but each and every one of you that watch the channel and support the channel and comment and leave comments. I really, really am thankful for all you guys. I think it is just the absolute coolest thing is making these videos and then having people reach out to you and tell you either you inspired them to do this or that they're asking you questions because they trust you. I just think that is the coolest thing, is being able to reach out to people you never would have met outside of doing these YouTube videos, and they're reaching out to you and you're building relationships with them and just kind of getting to know new people and more people in the moto community. I just think that is so cool. That alone makes doing these videos worth it. Little update on the KX250 build. Currently where I'm at now is I am waiting for parts to come in for that engine build. I'm also sending a couple pieces out to a couple people to get them sending out the cylinder and the cases. I'm not gonna spoil anything yet, but it's gonna be super, super nice. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Let me know what you think, but I'm half tempted to start doing moped moto vlogs in the summer. We just pulled off that carb and look how tiny this little guy is. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is blast this thing in the parts washer and just get all that dirt and grime off of it. Dangerously low on brake clean right now, so that's why I'm going to the parts washer right off the rip. So odds are here, what we're gonna have is a clogged up carburetor. Probably, if it's sat for about a year, probably both pilot and main jet, I'm assuming, are gonna be clogged up. I didn't give it the best cleaning in the parts washers, but let's see. Oh yeah, we've got some dirt and grime in the float bowl, that's for sure. Main jet. What you wanna do with carburetors is when you look down the jet, you wanna be able to see light through it. So it looks like our main jet, it's almost clear. There's a little bit of varnish in there, just a hair. Pull our float out, hold screw, float comes out. There's their needle. Float needle, what that does is seal off the fuel coming in. So this float actually floats, just like the name says, in the gasoline. And when this rises, see that little cutout right there? The float needle sits in that. So this rises up, seals the fuel from coming in from the inlet tube where the fuel comes in right here. That float actually will rise. It'll push this needle up and then seal the fuel coming in. Sometimes on older carburetors, like I said, this is an 1986 and it's got a plastic float bowl, but a lot of times you'll get brass ones and the brass will crack. And when you shake it, you'll hear what sounds like water in there. It's actually gasoline. That means your float's cracked. And if you ever have a carb that's pouring fuel out of the overflow or something, it's either that this needle and seat, the seat is this part here, is wore out, or the float is cracked, or you've got incorrect float height. But those are usually the two most common things. Let's see, where's our pilot jet here? This is our air fuel screw here. You should technically run these in and count the amount of turns to see where you were set, but I know where we're going to be setting this. It's about 1.5 turns out. There's always a spring in there. That's your air fuel screw. You'll notice it has a pretty fine needle on it. So bad news is I'm not dangerously low on brake clean or carb clean. I'm just completely out. So I just took a trip to Walmart, which is not a small trip for me, by the way. That's about an hour. And guess what? They're closed too. Like I said, it's Thanksgiving. Don't know why I thought they'd be open. Carb cleaner here. It's in a 5 gallons. So I let that soak when I was leaving, and just in hopes that this would happen. I don't really like to clean carbs this way. I don't think it really does that good, but I have something else I can try here. So, I mean, it didn't do bad. The outside that is, but it's not the outside that counts. The outside just looks good. And then what I'm gonna do for the carb body and all the passages is I have a little bit of mass airflow cleaner here, and I put a brake clean nozzle on there, a spray nozzle on there, and I'm gonna try to use this to spray out the passages. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. Well, I got the carb cleaned out and blown out with compressed air. Like I said, not really the way I love to clean my carburetors, but I didn't have any other option at the moment. And I want to hear this little spree run. So I'm just gonna all right, it's time to slap this little sucker back on. Story time, if you guys want it. I've worked on many motorcycles. Usually, always, I've had a very high success rate of getting things running. The one thing that I could absolutely not get to run was actually a moped one time. All right, so we've got a cleaned out carb. We've got fuel in the tank. We've got our fuel lines hooked up. Let's see if we can hear a little life out of this 86 Honda Spree. Okay, that was obnoxious. Here we go. Come on. We've still got no start in the Honda Spree. All right, so we just tried cranking on this thing for quite a while. We even introduced some flammables into the intake. We had no start. I'm actually pretty surprised. So what we're gonna do real quick is check for spark and see if we've got that. Oh. All right, never mind. It's gonna try to start now. She might just be a little tired. Maybe the idle's set too low. See, now we're thinking. That was it, the idle's set too low. We are about to put a diabolical amount of cranking amps on the Honda Spree. Maybe we got a foul plug. BPR 6HS, and oh boy, is it wet, is it nasty, is it diabolical. We're gonna try to defoul this plug. So if you're like me, you like to work on bikes on holidays and no parts stores are open, let's say you need to defoul your spark plug. A way you can do it is take starter fluid or something like it and spray the tip of the plug, try to get all that oil off of it. And the next thing you do is you take your torch and you burn it. I hit that too, why not? Yeah, you just let it burn, and then what that does is burn off that oil and it kind of cleans up the plug. Does it work? Yes. Does it work half the time? Also yes. You guys can see, right? Here we go. That's cranking way too fast. I think we're dealing with a bad spark plug, guys. Honestly, that is unfortunate. All right, I'm gonna try to defoul it one more time. I'll be back. We need a spark plug, unfortunately. I will be back with a plug. All right, I'm back. I got a haircut and I also got a spark plug. So let's get this sucker thrown in and hopefully we can hear this thing run. Gap it to 0.25, which it's already at. All right, we're going live. Show me some love, Honda. All right, so I pulled the spark plug and it is absolutely soaked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check compression. So we've got fuel because the plug's wet. We've got spark, we verified that in with a spark tester and outside of the cylinder. And unfortunately on a 2-stroke, that only leaves a couple more things, and one of them is compression. So let's see what we're reading. I have no idea what a Honda Spree should read, but it's gotta be over 100. Wide open throttle. Oh, damn. Okay, we're at 180 PSI, so that is more than enough to run this thing. So it's got me wondering now. We've got fuel, we've got air, we've got spark. Do we have an ignition timing issue? Is our plug just wet with oil? Ooh, baby, she's purring. This thing has been brutalizing me, but the parts finally showed up. Dang, she's getting cold. That was at like probably 60, like probably 10 minutes ago. So it's dropping like drastically, but what we had to do was it lost Freon. It's got a slow leak somewhere. So I just line tapped it for now because this fridge was like $1,800 and I'm not really looking to buy a new one. So I line tapped it for now. Didn't try to find a leak because it's small, because the fridge lasted about 3.5, 4 years. So I'm just gonna keep charging it. It takes 134A. So I just come up here, line tap it, add my 5.5 ounces of fluid, and then we're good. So we got a fridge again. Now I'm gonna go return this gauge set and then back to the Spree. Okay, so fridge side quest is done. I had to run and do that because the parts finally came in and I've been out without a fridge for like a week now. So I had to do that, but when I was doing that, I had time to think about this whole little Honda Spree here. And you know, when we took that compression reading and we got like 185, that is way too much for this bike. So what I'm actually thinking is, besides the carb and the fuel and everything that we've been chasing, and the spark plug being so wet, which is with fuel, it's not oil. I don't think that makes any sense. Minus the oil injection pump. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble. What I'm starting to think is that this exhaust is plugged up with that super high compression reading. And if I put my hand back here when I crank it, I cannot feel anything coming from this exhaust. So I'm beginning to think that when it sat for that year, that either like a rodent, like a rat or mouse or something, climbed up into this exhaust and made a nest. So what I'm gonna do is actually pull this pipe off and then try to blow through it. And if I can't, we know we got a clogged up pipe. So let's go ahead and start on that. It's not super a big win. Oh man, there's something. All right, this is probably gonna be nasty to some people, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, that thing is plugged solid. Hold on, let me get the compressed air real quick. Unfortunately, this is kind of a trust me bro kind of situation, because obviously you guys can't see this is clogged. Hopefully this air compressor kind of shows you guys it. I'm probably gonna get a bath here. Oh, you hear that? We broke through. Let me try blowing it from the other way. Let's see what happens. Can you guys see? So, that's great and all, but, oh, wait, what? It's clear now. Okay, all right, hold on. So, whatever it was, maybe it was carbon deposit or buildup, but I actually was able to blow through it now. I would say that's pretty free flowing now. Let's see. I'm gonna bolt it back up real quick. See what we got. I have a good feeling, guys. Hear it or not, I hope you could, as they say. I keep saying that. Okay, let's try it. Dude. Dude. That was it. Come on. Ooh. All right, hold on. You want your idle turned up just a hair. Dude, she's purring, baby. So the exhaust was plugged up. What a unit. Dude, she's crispy too. You'd honestly think she's got Electron on her. Ooh. Oh my God, I'm gonna smoke out this garage. Look at her go. She is straight streaming out that exhaust though. All right, let me open the door. What a unit. Oh, come on now. All right, let's put these fairings back on. All right, Spree is all put back together, got all the fairings on, all the baskets are back on. Remember what I said? Doritos, gallon of milk. What we're gonna do before it gets too dark, because dark is approaching soon and GoPros on low light don't do that well, we're gonna drop this thing down. We're gonna get the moto helmet on with the beak mount and we're gonna go for our first Spree cruise down the street. So hopefully it goes well because it's like, I think 17 degrees out today. So one more layer and then, yeah, it's gonna be cold, but I mean, I gotta, come on. I think everyone watching probably would do the same thing. Let me down, let me down. Shoo. All right, we're going in for another Spree rip. It's unfortunately pretty dark out now, but I won't lie to you guys. I already went on a rip, but the GoPro didn't want to record any audio. So here we go again. I'm still going to be just as excited as the first time, I'm not going to lie. Is it not going to start now? What? I got to turn the idle up. That's what it is. Yep, the idle needs to be up. For the second time, I wish it was the first, but I could play the clip here for you guys if you want to see. But oh man, it is so cold out. Okay, we've got her pinned. She's absolutely pinned. 25 mile an hour. Oh, it is so cold out. The Spree, honestly though, it rips. It's the best $500 I've ever spent in my life. The best 500 bucks ever spent. So we're gonna go like we did on the first ride. We went all the way down the street, and then we turned around at the little circle here. But right now, we've got 25, and she is absolutely pinned. All right, we're gonna talk. We're full talk right now. See what our top speed is. Oh, there's 30. There's 30. Oh, come on, give me more. Oh, it is so cold. I got these Shift moto gloves on right now and it is not doing it. Oh, she's bogging. Oh, dude, she's got some power. Yeah, I'm just kidding. It honestly eats though. Oh, hello bog there. I'm tucking again because it's straight up warmer. This thing is sick, dude. Guys, you have to let me know if you want to see the moped moto vlogs. Audio is, I don't know how the audio is coming out in this right now. Hopefully it's pretty good. It's probably way too close and it's probably blowing out the mic, but I'm gonna fix the audio and then let me know if you want to see moped moto vlogs. Oh, I don't know if we're gonna make it, guys. This thing keeps bogging. Maybe it's hitting governor. And honestly, you could throw it pretty good. Like, look at this. I could drag me on this thing straight up like that. Your feet, the floor pan vibrates a lot. So it's kind of like, not only are you getting your groceries for the day or the week, but you're also getting a free foot massage. So I kind of like it. This thing is sweet, dude. It's so cold though. It is. How many times I'm gonna put it? I'm so cold counter. Coming in hot. Brakes are honestly stellar on it though. Okay. So guys, that absolutely 100% hands down the best $500 I have ever spent in my life. This thing is so much fun, and I cannot wait till it becomes spring and summer and I could ride this thing down the street. Like I said, nacho cheese Doritos, gallon of milk. I mean, I am honestly thinking there is enough space in this rear basket where I can get Cool Ranch, nacho cheese, and spicy nacho up in here. Then, you know, I said a gallon of milk, dare I say 2 gallons of milk. And I don't even think we're gonna be weighed down that bad. I mean, 25 mile an hour, okay?